Hello everyone and welcome back to Cop.Supply. In this video we're going to be overviewing Phantom by Ghost AI. Let's jump straight into today's video. So essentially I'm going to begin at this page, but quickly before we go and break down the actual bot, I want to break down the functionality of the application. So as you guys can see, it's a box. There is no full screen button. You have the status for your key, which is authenticated at the moment. You have the check updates button, support button, Twitter button, and also Phantom by Ghost AI version 0.43. There is no full screen button like I mentioned, so you can go ahead and scale the program. So if you go to the corner, you can go ahead and scale it accordingly. I'm going to keep it at this size for the overview, and then you have the minimize button, settings button, and the X button. We're going to go ahead and hit settings here, and this is where we're going to begin the overview. So as you guys can see in notification settings, we have the Discord/Slack API webhook. You can go ahead and put it in here and hit test. Then you have the retry and error delay for your tasks, so it's based in milliseconds, so make sure to keep that in mind when you're configuring it, and hit save once you guys are done. Then you have the proxy section in the formation IP, port, user, and pass. When you add a proxy in there and hit save, the zero loaded will change accordingly to how many proxies you put in. And also for client management, you have the deactivate buttons. You can deactivate your key anytime. For subscription management, you can go ahead and extend your expiry. So at the moment it's 08/31/2020, so when I hit this button I can go ahead and renew it and add 6 months to the dates. Then you have the quick task keys. You can go ahead and copy that if you wish, and you have your quick task settings. If you hit this, you can configure a profile. There's nothing there at the moment because we actually haven't made a profile. However, within this overview we will be doing that, and then you can go ahead and choose your sizing as well through a scroll like this. So just to show you an overview how the proxies work, we're going to go ahead and put a proxy in there. I've gone on and blurred it out, but you can clearly see there is a proxy there. I'm going to hit save, and as you guys can see, the proxy has been loaded. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to come back to that later in the overview, but let's go to the proxy tester. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and put this proxy in here. So it's very similar to the settings page. We have the proxy tester. You can go ahead and select a site when you test your proxy. So I'm going to put my proxy in. It is over there. I'm going to select my site. For this overview, I'm actually going to be running a test on Supreme. So I'm going to hit Supreme here, and I can hit the test button. And as you guys can see, the ID is 1, the input is the actual proxy, and the result is 2125 milliseconds. And alternatively, let's say I put in like 100 proxies and I go ahead and test them and some come up as bad, I can go ahead and click the remove bad button, and then I can go ahead and click Control A and copy all the good proxies so I can make sure my tasks have good proxies when they are running. Moving over to the analytics section, we have a 0 casted and 0 checked out. This is based on all your tasks that are running. And then at the bottom we have an overview of all your tasks, which is site, product, size, profile, and order number. Then for profiles, let's go ahead and break this down. You have your country here, which is from a drop down like this. You can go and scroll down, and you can alternatively search in. So I typed in UNIT, so it went here. Then you have your first name, last name, address, apartment/suite, which is optional, city, postal code, phone number, and email address. And for your billing information, it's very similar to this. However, you can hit this button and it goes ahead and grays out, which makes the billing address the same as the shipping. So all your tasks when running this profile will go ahead and fill it the same on sites. Then you have the payment information area, which is your card type, which once again is a drop down. Then your month for your and year for your expiry, the card number, as well as the CVV. And then for profile management, you can go ahead and change the profile name. So I'm going to go ahead and configure this part right here called video tester. Please keep that in mind for this overview. You can go ahead and load profiles and actually create some, and alternatively you can go ahead and delete some as well. And also you have the option to go ahead and import profiles. So if I hit this, a file directory is going to pop up. I can import profiles into Phantom, and I can also export profiles out of Phantom if I wish. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save here, and as you guys can see, I successfully saved. So if I go to the load profile section, video test is now available, so I can go ahead and hit it. And also on the delete profile section, I can go ahead and delete the profile if I wish. However, for the purpose of this overview, I'm going to be using video test, so we're going to leave it there. And then I'm going to go over to the view task section. So let's go ahead and break this down. For global actions, we have the start all button, the stop all button, the delete all button, the open capture button, the capture manager, and also the cookie harvester. We can go ahead and import and export task as well. Clicking import will go ahead and open up a file directory. Then we have our tasks that pop up here in the formation of ID, size, SKU, and URL. site, profile, status and action. So I want to go ahead and break down the capture before we go ahead and create some tasks here. So if you click open capture, capture harvester 1 goes ahead and pops up. We have the YouTube button, the clear button and the new button. So as you guys can see, if I hit new, another capture harvester goes and pops up. If I hit YouTube, I can go ahead and log into an account if I wish. Then for capture manager, it goes ahead and opens everything up. So we have the status, which is ready, and we have local harvesting proxy v3, which is optional. We can put in a specific proxy in there as well. And for autosolve config, we can go ahead and put in the access token and the bots API key. Once you make any changes, please go ahead and hit the save button. Alternatively, you can hit the clear button and you can hit login as well, which takes you to a Google login. Then for the cookie harvester, if you hit this, you can go ahead and import anything, which pops up a file directory. You can export cookies and also hit a site. So let's say if I were to do Foot Locker US, for example, I could go ahead and do that if I wish. Now for the create task page, I'm going to go ahead and break it down. We have the select a store line here, so we can go ahead and drag and go through all the stores. I'll break down every store in a second, but you can go ahead and do this. You have the arrows to go left or right in the actual queue of sites. I'm going to break down every site we have here. We have Foot Locker, Yeezy, Supreme, Finish Line, Shoe Palace, Foot Action, Champ Sports, East Bay, JD, Dick's Sporting Goods, Adidas, Hibbett Sports, Slam Jam, Walgosh and Best Buy. For the purpose of this overview, I'm going to go ahead and hit Supreme. The create task section at the moment is adapted towards what site you go ahead and choose. So I've got Supreme here. If I hit Yeezy, obviously that will change. But for the purpose of this overview, I'm going to stick with Supreme. And I live in the EU, so I'm going to hit EU. And the reason why I'm doing a test task is just to show you how the task looks in the view task section and give you a base idea of how to create tasks within Phantom. So for the purpose of this video, I've gone ahead and singled out an item that I want to go ahead and bought here in the overview. So we have the Supreme Nalgene bottle. It's available in red and black. So let's keep that in mind for the overview. I'm going to drag the tab over there. So we have to configure our keywords, and within Phantom, you have to do positive. So it's positive, then the keyword with a comma to separate a different keyword. So I think the keyword Nalgene should be fine. For color, I'm going to go with black. For size, it is one size, but it actually have one size here, so I'm going to hit random. For quantity, I want 1, and for my profile, in it we have a drop down here, so you can use all profiles, or we can use the one we created in this overview, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then you can also configure safe mode if you wish, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit the create button. If I go to view task, as you guys can clearly see, the task has been created. So we got ID 0, meaning the first task. The size is R, representing random. The SKU/URL is plus Nalgene, obviously for the keyword. The site is Supreme EU, and the profile is video test, and the status is idling because we have yet to do anything, and the actions is start, stop and delete. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is go ahead to the open capture button and pop up a capture harvester. I'm going to go ahead and resize this so it's easier to see. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this down, put the bot here, put the capture harvester here. And as you guys can see, when I go ahead and start a task, it goes through all the statuses, and I can also stop the task whenever I like as well. So that concludes the overview of Phantom at Cop.Supply.